Hello, my name is Shantelle Booysen and I'm from Elim Spa Products International. My talk today is the truth about beauty, and it's a very interesting talk. Although it is not about Elim as such, it is about our philosophy, and it ties in very closely about what we believe. I hope you're going to enjoy this, so sit back, relax, and enjoy this fun and also funny talk. There are some moments of laughter in here that I'm sure you are going to enjoy. All right, so let's start. Normally when I'm in an audience, I ask them who's on a diet, but today we're on a webinar. And I want to say that we live in a world that strives for perfection. We all know this. We all always have to be thin. And I think we all fight this war against age. And of course, we dread this disease called cancer. And through marketing, what we've been told is that if we do certain things, we'll stay young and we'll be disease-free, we can get rid of stretch marks, and I don't know, I've been told so many times I can lose all my winter fat, and all the eating I've done for 7 months, I can lose in 7 days. And we pressure to be a very specific shape. And to be very honest with you, I'm very confused at the moment. I tried a paleo diet a couple of years back, and then I discovered how bad all the animal fats are for you. Then, people talk about fruit diets, but then somebody else will tell you, oh, all the fruit, sugar that fruit contains. And I think for most of us, it really is an endless battle. We are, of course, pressured to be a very specific look. We are pressured to be wrinkle-free. And, of course, we are pressured through the use of very specific products. Being disease-free, marketing tells us how to be completely disease-free. And they do this with telling you how to use the correct medication. And every winter there's a new solution to flu. I heard something the other day, pharmaceutical companies that got together in the 60s, and their strategy was on how are they going to get people to take medication every day of their lives. And that really was the birth of the supplement industry, because before that, people only took medication when they were sick. But these medications change all the time, and I find that every summer there's a new solution to my weight loss issue. And from all angles, we're bombarded with information on really how to do life better and faster and smarter and healthier. Just have a look at your television screen, but not just at the TV, also the printed media. And every magazine you open has perfect looking models. We all know they're all healthy, of course. They're in shape, they're young. Social media is, I think, the worst, because telephones and Instagram these days have a magnificent editing software, and they make you look perfect before that post goes onto Facebook or Instagram. And then shopping malls use lights, and they make us look even better, and of course always thinner than before. But I think the scary one is our own social interaction. And I've heard when girlfriends get together, what they talk about mostly is weight loss and perfection. And talk about weight loss and perfection, here's an interesting fact. I don't know if you knew this, but the highest concentration of plastic surgery in the world per square kilometer, would you like to guess? I would have guessed Hollywood, to be very honest with you, but we're wrong. And it's, in actual fact, it is Wall Street. And you know what? It's not just women, it's mostly men. And the interesting thing is that on Wall Street, the pressure is so high to look good and to look young in this financial environment, that this is really the way that they keep their jobs and the way that they keep their status. But there is a truth behind this, and the truth is that your body has the ability to stay young, it has the ability to be healthy, and it has the ability to be in great shape. And I would like to tell you that we are stronger than we think. I'd like to do this talk through telling you a couple of stories. Now, this is a small little town in the middle of the desert in South Africa, and I was visiting this small little town a while ago. And it was a Sunday morning, and I was having my tea outside on the veranda, and I was looking at how miraculous the flora adjusted for survival. And every plant, do yourself a favor, have a look at this. Every plant has a unique way of protecting itself, the way that they're shaped, etc. And I looked at it and I thought it's as if they possess a special wisdom to gather water and stay alive. And I think we as humans aren't any different. I think we possess more wisdom in our bodies than many philosophers may have published. But I think our problem is that we don't know what wisdom we possess. I think we don't understand the very basics of how we were designed. And I think that if we knew how we were designed and we understood exactly how every part of my body worked, I think we would have made more informed decisions about what we do, what we eat, and how we treat medication. But you know what? We're always continuously making discoveries and learning about ourselves. So cut yourself some grace and let's carry on to the next one. The next story I'd like to tell you was a story about Finland. And just by the way, these stories were all tied together just now. This was taken in 2015, and I was very fortunate to travel to Finland and Estonia. And I must say, it's a beautiful place. It's a very cold place, but it's beautiful and it's pure, and I felt that it was very authentic. But we all know that the Finnish people are famous for their saunas, and I read on social media the other day that they even have a sauna now in the Burger King in Helsinki. Can you believe that? But in Finland, most homes come equipped with small saunas. And traditionally, if you ask me why people sauna, I would have said purely for detox. I think that's what most of us think. But thanks to a friend in Finland, I learned something new about a sauna. It's great for detox, yes, but more than that, when you enter a sauna, your body temperature rises. We all know that too. But when our body temperature is rising, we form antibodies and we build immune systems, for those of you who didn't know. You know this because this is exactly what happens when we run a fever. Your body temperature is increasing when you run a fever, right? Your design then says there's a great threat on the way, and what does your body do? It starts producing white blood cells to protect you. It's like little soldiers that it produces to protect you. So the fever is actually like the alarm that says, come give me some white blood cells, I need to form antibodies to protect myself. So what happens is we go into a sauna and our body is mimicking a fever. So it thinks it's going into a fever, and you can imagine what happens. Obviously, white blood cells starts forming and you're building your immune system. What the Finnish do, what I really like, is they then get into an ice cold pool to cool down, and then they go back into the sauna. Now, most of us don't have a sauna, so the solution is really, if you can sauna often, do it. And whenever you visit a hotel or a gym, and there is a sauna, go to the sauna. I've also discovered that a sauna is not really such an expensive item. You can also invest in your home. All right, on to our next story. Now, this is not me. You can't see me on the video right now, but this is not me. But I must tell you, this is more or less what I felt like. And a couple of years ago, I went to my doctor, and I'll tell you a personal story of mine now, making myself a little vulnerable worldwide right at the moment. But I was complaining about my hormones, and I felt agitated and like I had PMS every month. And a few days later, I'd be back on track, and I knew something was wrong. But the test of the hormones came back fantastic. The doctor said that, Shantelle, you have the body of a 24-year-old, there are no health issues, there are no problems. But I knew something was up. I mean, I couldn't be that aggravated every month. Anyway, so I went back and I asked the doctor to test my cortisol levels. And for those of you who have not heard of cortisol, it's your stress or your fight or flight hormone. And apparently we all need this. I have no idea why, but when the test came back, my cortisol levels were off the chart. And I was very surprised because I'm not a worrisome person. It was an absolutely insane idea. I don't even stress. And I think that's where I made the big mistake, because I thought that stress was worry. And stress in the body is not caused by what we understand as worrying. It is the processing of information. Now, let me explain this to you. This is where my cortisol is produced. I sit down to watch a movie. 3 minutes later into the movie, my mind starts wandering and I'm really more interested in my shopping list. I still have to finish. So then I get up and I do this while I watch the movie. Now it doesn't take me long to get bored, and then I switch to Facebook. And I look at a few perfect lives, and then I need more. So I switch to the news channel. I look at what's going on in our parliament or the politics, and then soon that's not enough, and then I reach for a book. I don't know if you experience this, but it's like it's a never-ending hunger for more and more information. Maybe yours is sitting in front of a computer reading an email, and then there's a pop-up from Facebook, and then you switch to that, and then you remember you still have to do some online shopping. But it is really, in essence, the switching and processing of information more and more. And the more information I'm processing, the more cortisol I produce. Now listen to this. The more cortisol I produce, the less endorphins I have as a reserve. And we all know how we need endorphins. They are the ones who keep us happy, and cortisol kills this. So I think the solution here is really simple. It is less information. It is also about breathing. In the mornings when I get in my car, I breathe. I breathe 10 times before I start my car. It is also about using valuable time while waiting. I can tell you that when you stand in the line at a bank, there is really nothing we can do to make that line move faster. It doesn't matter how much you stress. Rather stand there and daydream a little bit. Think about your holidays in December. Think about your children. Think about your boyfriend or your husband. You know what? Daydream a little and use the time to heal your body rather than producing cortisol. And remember that when you worry and you stress, you're producing the wrong hormones. Okay. I want to introduce you to an absolutely remarkable researcher. This is Dr. Donald Drucker, and he's done many studies on the effect of alkaline on the body. And this is, of course, keeping the body in an acidic, in an alkaline state. For those of you who don't understand the difference between an alkaline and an acid, I'll quickly explain that. Acid on the left-hand side is measured on a pH scale, 0 being low and acidic, and 14 being very high, and of course, alkaline. Okay, so here goes for another story. A couple of years back, I was surfing the net and I came across a website, and someone was healed of prostate cancer. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It sounded outrageous because his answer to cancer was mind-blowing. This guy drank baking soda and molasses. And to be honest with you, I'm a very optimistic person, but even for me, this sounded a little far-fetched. But I started digging into how did he do this and how did the baking soda affect his body? Now, most of us have heard about alkalized lifestyles, and eating too many acidic foods can harm your health. We all know the drill and what sugar can do. But here's the scary stuff, is that cancer cells cannot grow in an alkaline fluid. In an acidic fluid. My apologies. Cancer cells cannot grow in an alkaline environment. They only multiply in an acidic environment. Now, in an acidic environment, the cancer cells don't actually die. The only difference is that they don't multiply as fast. The same thing with aging. So let's leave the cancer behind for a little while and look at aging and pH. In the same study Dr. Drucker did in 2008, he found that cells become immortal once an alkaline fluid surrounds them. In essence, this means that my cells cannot die or age if it stays in an alkaline body. So if you are alive and have eyes, you cannot miss this anti-aging war that's going on around you. Everywhere I look, it screams at anti-aging, and you and I will not stop this war. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And I'll tell you, last year in the US alone, women spent $261.9 billion on anti-aging products and services. Can you believe that? But know that a cell does not age in an alkaline environment. And I ask myself, in what environment is my skin? So here are a couple of beautiful women: Gwyneth Paltrow, Elle Macpherson, Kirsten Dunst, Jennifer Aniston. These are a few, and these women all follow a strict alkaline diet. It's just a trend among celebrities? I don't think so. I believe rather an ancient truth discovered to work for a few willing to take the risks, if you ask me. So again, I'm going to ask you the solution. I think it's very simple. It's less acid in your diet and finding a high alkaline lifestyle. You can read up more about this. There's a lot on the internet about alkalizing. All right, so another story, my fourth one, is on, and this is also the final story, it's about stretch marks and something most women struggle with. I think either you've got them or you have the fear of getting them. Either way, you're dealing with that demon. But the first truth is that we all fear getting stretch marks during pregnancy. And the second truth is you cannot remove a stretch mark with a topical application. There's no cream that removes the stretch mark completely. I think you can get them lighter and you can narrow them. Of course, you can remove them with, or get them lighter with laser. You can remove them with plastic surgery, but we are talking here about a cream that you apply. There is no magic ingredient that will completely make your stretch marks disappear or vanish. But what we do know is that we can prevent them. And through my own first pregnancy many years ago, I also had the overwhelming fear of these lines. And I'll be honest with you that I bought every cream and oil on the market and I rubbed and I scrubbed it. It was this piece of truth that really saved me. Your body was designed with a perfect elasticity. Now, we all know that, but what gives it the elasticity or the stretchability is the oil on our skin. And when we go through puberty, the skin around our buttock and our inner thigh stretch faster, obviously. And during pregnancy, of course, the stomach and the breast area, they stretch faster. Now, by using soap, you're removing all the natural oils from your skin. So you get that seemingly tight, clean feel, but now the skin starts to stretch. And what happens? Yeah, the line appears. All right. It's actually a very simple truth. Again, the solution is very simple. Throw out your soap and shower it with a soap-free body oil. I prefer the dry oils. If you're using intimate soaps, that's fine. Soap on your hair, that's fine. But don't use soap on these areas, breast, buttocks, and belly area. Very often people say to me, yes, Shantelle, no soap, but what about body odor? Well, when you understand body odor, we make an informed decision. And body odor actually, for those of you who didn't know, is caused by bacteria. And that bacteria clings to the hair on the surface of your skin. So in actual fact, it's very easy to get rid of that bacteria by simply applying oil and exfoliating. And you can do that without soap. So here's a challenge for you. I want to ask you if you want to kick the soap habit for 7 days and let me know how your skin feels. Very often people try that and they feel much better. Of course, this is also applicable to aging skin. And if you ever wondered why your grandma had such beautiful skin and all she did was wash with water and a face cloth, well, now you know. All right. So we spoke a lot about the aging process and the constant fight against the signs of aging. We spoke about cancer and what we can do to become disease-free. We spoke about the general well-being, weight loss, and we spoke about our shower routine. But what are the changes that you can make today? What are the things we can do now? I think instead of trying to change your whole lifestyle, let's start with doable things. Let's start with eating something raw every day. Just one thing. Even if it's a vegetable, you decide to serve one raw thing instead of on your cooked plate. Cooked veggies are more acidic than raw ones. And then, of course, how about joining the meat-free Monday revolution? Then the second thing you could do is toss your soap. Go on a 7-day soap fast and exfoliate. Discover the wonder of a hydrated body. The fourth thing the fourth thing is breathing daily. I think every time you get in a car, I do this. I take 10 deep breaths because your body needs oxygen. Then another thing we can do is remove the social media from your phone. If you have to do Twitter or Facebook, rather do it on your computer. And finally, if you belong to a health club, spend some time in a sauna and relax and daydream a little bit. I love a saying that a man said, a wise man said once. He said, a man with an experience is never at the mercy of an argument. And I'd love to end off with that and say that you need to have your own experience. So if you're kicking the coffee habit in the morning, or if it's only one raw thing you start putting on your plate, or if you do the 7-day soap fast and your skin feels differently, and you will have the experience and you won't be at the mercy of anybody's argument. So I wish you well. And I hope that even if it's one of these things, even if it's just a breathing thing that you can implement, I hope that you will, my wish is that you will implement all of them. But even if it's just one, that you will see the results in your body and that slowly you'll be fighting this war against disease and age naturally. My name is Shantelle. I wish you all the best and thank you again for joining into my webinar.